Hey guys, Dr. Greg. You've asked for it. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about poop. The number one important system when it comes to being healthy, in my opinion, is drainage. Drainage is a simpleton term for the way that your body is designed to get rid of things. The exit path. Things need to know how to get out. So, now, when I talk about poop, there's two extremes of that, right? There's sluggishness or constipation. And it's funny, I ask every single one of my patients, and have for almost 20 years now, how often do you have a bowel movement? And it's funny how some people say, oh, I'm regular. And then I'm like, what's your definition of regular? And they're like, oh, like once every couple of days or so. And I'm like, interesting. They're like, that's not regular, is it, Dr. Greg? And I was like, nah, not really. So let's just straight up talk about frequency. So in my opinion, 1 to 2 or 3 full voids, that's the key term, a full void per day is ideal. Now, we've all had a less than full void, right? That thing where you're wiping many extra times than you want to. So a full void, that feeling and sensation of like, whoo, it's all out. 1 to 2 or 3, ideally, of those a day. I typically equate frequency to like a dog, for example. I say, how often does your dog go to the bathroom? And people say, well, every time after it eats. And I say, well, that's probably about right for us also. So number one is frequency. So if you're less than that, then you're sluggish and your body's using a lot of cellular energy to try to process things. And I don't mean to gross you up, but there's this term in functional medicine called auto re-intoxication. What that means is if your body's not getting rid of that fluid or that component, it'll actually reabsorb. You kind of wonder what people think when I'm talking about poop when I walk past them, right? It'll reabsorb those toxins. And understand that in the next video, I'm going to talk about the liver, but the liver actually dumps into the large intestine. So if your body can't get rid of that, it's actually reabsorbing that toxicity. Now, the other side of that is too loose. And so that's loose stools or diarrhea going too often. Understand that your large bowel or your large intestine, its job is to absorb fluids. So a lot of us have heard of people that have like chronic diarrhea and they get dehydrated because we absorb our fluids from our large intestine. So send your poop questions in. There's ways that you can look at your poop and analyze your poop. It is so important to be healthy. So here's to a good Duke.